Hey everybody, so welcome back to the vlog. So I just kind of want to do a quick update because I've kind of been a little MIA here and there, mostly because crazy stuff's been going on. It looks like May is just going to be a really busy 2 months for us. So let's start with the first update. First update is I got a new car. So yeah, I've never bought a new car before in my entire life. I've been lucky enough that all the cars I've driven have basically just been hand-me-downs when somebody was done with them. So yeah, so I bought a new car. So I'm gonna show you guys my new car here in just a second. So you guys ready to go see it? Let's go check out my new car. Guys, so as you can see, I got a 2012 Chevy Volt. So I get it, it's not brand new, but it's new to me, and I have to say this thing has definitely blown me away. I've been looking at getting a Chevy Volt for almost a year now. I said I was gonna buy brand new, but I decided to buy used, and let me tell you, that whole car buying experience was like the worst ever. Literally. We bought from a Chevy dealership here in Orlando. The name of the dealership is David Moss Chevrolet in Sanford, and the only reason we ended up wanting to purchase this particular one from them is because I looked at CarMax earlier and they had the same model, only it had 10,000 more miles on it, and they wanted about $2,000 more for it. So I was like, well, let's go check out this cheaper version. So we went over to the Chevy dealership, we sat down with them, they tried to jack the price up to almost $14,000, and I was like, no, I don't need all these features, I don't need tent, I don't need this. And so we worked the deal out, and the problem was the car was not going to be ready that day because they had to put new tires on it and they still had to service it and all this other stuff. But our salesperson basically said, don't worry, we will get you a loaner until your car's ready. We're not gonna you're not gonna buy a car and then walk away without having anything. So we were like, yeah, that's a good deal. We purchased the car, I get through all of the financing, and lo and behold, there's no loaner. He drove me to where Gary was, so that way I had a ride there, which, you know, you should have. But he said, I will check back with you in the morning, we should have loaners available. I'll call you first thing. Okay, fast forward to the next day. He said he'd call me by 8:30. I gave him till 9:30 to call me, and still didn't hear anything, so I called, and then he told me, oh, he was still looking into it, he wasn't sure, but he'd call me right back. I gave him another hour, actually hour and a half. It was 11 o'clock at that point. I called back. He told me my car would be ready at 5, but they didn't have any loaners, and that was that. I was a little perturbed, but I was working, so I had to stay busy anyway, so I wasn't really super stressed out about it. So anywho, fast forward, 5:30, we go pick up the car. The car is dirty. They didn't run it through the detailer like they said they would. There was still visible dirt everywhere. Later found a footprint up on the roof. So we complained, and then he said, oh, we would get like a $100 voucher so we could get a new floor mat because they weren't able to fix the floor mat that's down here. It looks like somebody spilled like super glue or something on it. So they ran it through the car wash one more time. It was still dirty. I left. I was a little perturbed. I was like, getting over it. So anywho, fast forward, he was like, oh, you're gonna get the coupon email, blah, blah, blah. So I waited, didn't get anything. Waited 3 days, still didn't get anything. And it's now today been, I think 9 days since I purchased the car, and I finally got the voucher. Come to find out, I should have got the voucher anyways. It had nothing to do with the fact that my car was dirty and they weren't doing me any favors. It was literally just something I got because I bought a car from Chevy. Oh, and that wasn't even the icing on the cake. So we left the dealership, still perturbed that the car was dirty, blah, blah, blah. I get home to go move my stuff from the Explorer to the Volt, and my charger's missing. So the thing about the Chevy Volts is they have a charger that you can use to plug into a wall outlet. So like when you're at home, you can use your own electricity. Well, when we looked at the car the day before, it was in there. That night after we picked up the car, the charger was gone. So I called the dealership. Nobody knew where it was. Nobody had any idea what had happened to it. They were like, oh, well, we'll order you a new one. And I was like, that's great, but what happened to my other one? Nobody could answer that question. They didn't offer me anything, actually. They told me whenever it was ready, like, I would have to come out there and pick it up. So I ended up having to wait like a week before I ended up driving back out to Sanford to go pick up my charger. Now, granted, it's in a box, so it should be brand new. I haven't taken it out of the box yet, but yeah, that was my first car buying experience, and it was not pleasant. I was not happy. I probably will never go back there again. And I'm planning on writing a very long letter to the owner. Not that they probably care, but like I'm still gonna write them a long letter complaining about like the service they gave me and all that jazz. So that being said, the car's still dirty. We need to take it to the car wash. You wanna go to the car wash? Let's go to the car wash. Alright, so now that the car is all clean, let me tell you about one of my favorite things about this car. Well, where we live, I should say. So the car is battery and gas operated, so it can go up to 40 miles on one charge. Now granted, I got the Gen 1. I think the Gen 2 goes a little bit longer. But anyways, across the street from where I live, well, relatively close, I can basically plug in and basically charge my battery for either free or like next to nothing. So I'm gonna show you guys me charging my car. Now that you guys have seen my car, that brings me to life update number 2. So we decided not to renew our lease in our current apartment. Loki, say hi to Locus. Mostly because like our current apartment feels like garbage. It's hard to find parking. It's kind of far away from Disney, which in all actuality it's not really like terribly far from Disney, but it is a good like half hour to an hour depending on traffic. What's another thing? Like, I don't know, our complex just doesn't keep up with anything here. Like, stuff is like constantly breaking. They don't keep up the grounds. The grass is like really high like everywhere except for like the front where people come in. Yeah, parking's been a huge issue. So yeah, and they raised the rent. So I feel like for the amount of money that they want, I could find a bigger, closer, newer apartment. And I did. So we should be moving towards the end of May, and we'll be about 15 minutes from Disney, from our new location. So can't wait to show you guys that once we get that going. So May is going to be crazy with us moving. We're also going to Atlanta for I think like 5 days, something like that. We're gonna go see family and maybe do the aquarium and World of Coke. It really just depends. So yeah, so that's life update number 2. So update number 3, and I think this is pretty much like gonna be the final update, is starting in May, I am going to try and vlog for every day of May. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see how it goes. And if it works, I'm just gonna keep the ball rolling and go from there. So I'm gonna start working on getting some footage together, and so that way if I have a busy week, you guys will still see something every day. And like I said, and once we get closer to Disney, honestly, me going all the time is really not going to be an issue at all. It's not even an issue now. It's just, it's so far away that sometimes I just don't feel like driving. But anywho, so that is the third and final update. And Loki needs a bath. So yeah, so that's how we're going to end this. So thanks for sticking around, and I look forward to showing you guys even more stuff. All right, till next time, guys. Love you. Well.